So I do believe that Ty Simpson, as right now, should be the starting quarterback because he's looked that way. But when you have a talent like Keelon Russell, it's hard to keep him off of the football field. So he is talented, bro.
So both probably gonna play.
They both have to play.
Ooh,
you can't keep talent like that on the sideline. He's talented. But again, you have to remember he's only been there for 2 weeks in terms of practicing. So you can't unload the entire playbook on him and say, okay, here goes the playbook. Like swim. Because he's not going to, because he can't function the whole playbook. But if you have a package for him and say, okay, master this package. This is yours for game 1, 2, 3. And you start picking up and adding more to his plate. I think by October, it's going to be hard to keep him off the field unless Ty is playing at a all-conference level.
Right. So it's the DJ Lagway approach, do you think?
Well, DJ Lagway, yes, but Napier had no plan with DJ, in my opinion, because it wasn't that DJ was going to play a set amount of plays. He just came in and took that bull because the guy got injured and he played for the rest of the season. I think there is a plan for Keelon Russell. And when you see him at practice, you're like, but who's he? Like, he's one of those guys. Like, when you walk on the football field, you're asking, who's Dejon Lee, who's Ivan Taylor, and who's number 12?
Wow.
You're walking away saying that. And you're like, who's 17?
Yeah, Steve, I asked Smoke driving home today, I said, look, man, there's those guys that scouts can pick out different things that make them special. And then there's dudes that a dumbass can walk on the field and say, oh, that guy's an NFL player. I was like, is he that guy? And Smoke had an answer.
Yeah, he's that guy. But Steve, that's a good problem to have.
It is. It's a great problem.
Right? It's a good problem to have. It's not like Ty is playing bad. No, Ty's playing well. It's just you got this young guy on your tail. It's going to make you play better. But you're going to have to get him on the field some way, somehow. You can't just leave that on the sidelines. Hang out with me for 4 quarters. That got to play.
So what's your take?
One thing, I remember the Jalen Hurts to a Tagovailoa quarterback battle. Mm-hmm. It felt like, I remember Jalen had a really good touchdown interception ratio. But it felt like at times he was playing a little bit timid and scared, which was just, it did not really feel like not only the Jalen that you kind of see today, but even the Jalen that you had seen the year before. It seems like he was playing to not lose that job at times to Tua, even though it was pretty clear and evident to everybody that at that point in time, Tua was just on a different level as far as being able to throw the football. I would hope that Ty doesn't take that approach to any degree.
And he's not. He's not. I don't think he had. Knowing him from high school and knowing his competitive nature, like, you're not going to get that. He's not playing to lose a job.
Right.
I think they're both competing to win the job. But when you're truly that talented in Russell, like I said, it's hard to keep that off of your football team, and your teammates understand how that is. And you went to it. You said Tua and Jalen. Everyone in that building knew at some point, I don't care how well Jalen played, and he was Offensive Player of the Year in the SEC. You knew at practice that the ball wasn't touching the ground, and the receivers wanted Tua to play. If you go to a practice and you just see Keelon Russell just move around, throw the football. He threw a ball today. As soon as he left his hands, I was talking to Tyler Watt. I just looked up and said touchdown. It was a beautiful layer throw where he threw it over the linebacker's head, over the DB trying to undercut it, and dropped it right over the bucket to Latier Brooks.
And I'll say this, what Smoke is saying is true, and that actually ends up happening. And you see him in week 1 in Tallahassee, and they've got some kind of package for him, and they're ready to put him out there in that type of situation. I understand Florida State's coming off of a 2-10 season, and they just weren't very good. That's still a tough environment to play in. I still think they're a very talented football team. I wouldn't be shocked if they were very improved, and they ended up causing Alabama a little bit more trouble than maybe some fans would think for a 2-10 football team. If they trust Keelon Russell in the first game that they play in that type of environment, if they trust him to go out there and to see any sort of snaps, significant with the game in doubt type of snaps, I think that's going to be very telling for how this coaching staff feels about Keelon. And you probably do need to start preparing for him to eventually take over as probably the guy.
Ty got it. Ty's got it. He got it.
Hey, Steve, I don't think we're not saying there's a place that you can play Keelon Russell all the way up to the 4th game.
Mm-hmm.
And if he's not grasping the system or you don't think he looks as good as you want him to, fine. Just sit him down
Just
and
get on
shirt
board.
him if Ty's playing that well.
Just get on board the Ty train and